Bayer, the German drug and chemical company, has reaffirmed its forecast for this year, earnings rising 9.4% to 2.44 billion euros in the first quarter. That was above analysts' expectations. The top line, well, sales were up 6.6% to just over 10 billion euros. That's a record. Let's take a look at where the stock is trading right now. The DAX is down, but Bayer is up 2.2% as we speak, trading at 54.21. Let's take a look at Bayer's performance over the year. We're down by, well, nearly 5%. Let's find out what's going on. Let's go to Leverkusen and speak to Bayer's Chief Executive Officer, Chairman, Marijn Dekkers, joins us now from the company's headquarters. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time. Hey, what struck me about these numbers was the early planting season in the northern hemisphere. Has that dragged forward demand from a later report? Is that why these numbers look as good as they do?
Well, that's certainly a contributing factor, but I don't think it's the whole picture. We did have a relatively early planting season in the US, as you are mentioning. But at the same time, the demand for our products, seeds as well as crop protection products, is very, very high. The agricultural commodity prices are still very high. Farmers can make money if they get better yields. So they're willing to invest in our products to get their yields up, and that's what you see with these 14% growth numbers.
Hey, can you just confirm, or more deny something for me? There was a rumor doing the rounds yesterday that you're about to make a big acquisition. Can you confirm to me that that's not true?
You know, there are always rumors around, and we don't comment on rumors just like anybody else doesn't comment on rumors.
Are you in M&A mode, though, at the moment?
No, I mean, not particularly, because as I've mentioned often, organic growth is really our key priority. We have, with our innovation capabilities, developed a very good pipeline, both in the pharma business and in crop sciences. And the big opportunity over the next few years is to really, commercialize that pipeline and translate that into share gain in the market. So that's where we're really focused at the moment.
Can I just talk a little bit about plastics? Clearly, raw material costs are a factor, but it's more the end demand that I'm interested in. How would you characterize the demand side of the equation for that segment and your expectation of how it's going to develop, particularly, if you might, in Europe?
Yeah, well, the demand was better than in the fourth quarter, apples to apples. In the fourth quarter, we basically had around flat volume demand, some price increases, but flat volume demand, while in the first quarter, year over year, we're getting clearly some increased volume demand again. So economically, demand-wise, it feels better in the first quarter. But we still have trouble in some areas raising prices while our costs have increased because of the higher raw material cost. And that's why the margins are still somewhat under pressure, although also that improved in comparison to the fourth quarter of last year.
How long do you expect that to be maintained? How long is that margin pressure going to exist, and will the how much further do you expect the margin to fall?
Well, actually, we are expecting that to continue to get better because as the demand for volume is increasing, capacity utilization gets better, and that then allows us to begin to bring these prices up. So I'm actually optimistic that the second quarter will look better again than the first quarter, and that we continue this trend that we've seen in the last 3-4 months.
You run a substantial German manufacturing business. How would you characterize the German economy right now? How would you characterize the European economy right now? And are you happy with the political emphasis that is being placed on austerity by Frau Merkel?
Well, some difficult questions. I think, first of all, we're seeing that Europe is a calmer environment right now than it was most of 2011. the immediate anxiety and the headlines every day about something is wrong, something has to be done. You know, we are getting, you'd say, almost used more to this situation. And some of the measures that has been taken are helping to stabilize you know, opinions and helping to stabilize the mood a little bit. And that is very, very positive for business, because anxiety is the worst in terms of investments, of course. Austerity is you know, a plus and a minus. I think in Germany austerity is very, very important, also historically driven. But the other side of it is you have to be careful that you don't save so much money that you jeopardize some dynamic that you may have for, you know, local consumption. And you know, this is a tough equation that you know, different countries are interpreting differently. I would say Germany is there on the very, very conservative side, but that has been traditionally the case in this country.
It certainly has. Herr Dekkers, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for your time. The Chief Executive Officer of Bayer.